How's it going, Shane? You good?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Where you coming from?
I'm from San Diego, California.
Ah, nice. Appreciate it. Little American, eh?
so
So tell me, how long have you been in the real world for?
I've been in the real world for a little over a year and a half now. Actually, it's actually
Okay,
been very quick.
dope. And what was you doing before you was in the real world?
So I was actually in college before I joined. I had just graduated a few months prior,
Yeah,
and I actually didn't know what I was going to do. I knew I wanted to be something medical, so I was going to go to medical school.
yeah.
But then I had a shoulder injury, and I wanted to be a surgeon, so I couldn't really do that anymore. So I
Uh-huh.
pivoted, and I was thinking about going to maybe nursing school.
Yeah.
But then the more I kind of went down that route, I found TRW and I started getting into it. And then I ended up pivoting to more of the business route rather than going to school again.
And what was the differences that you saw? What made you think, okay, do you know what? There's more. I have more chance of success here than medical school because medical school is like it's very important. Obviously, to we need doctors and stuff, but
Oh,
and
yeah.
obviously you need to go to college and stuff and university for that. But what was it that defined your pivot?
It was a mix of things. It was, like I said, one, the injury. I didn't know if I could be the doctor I wanted. And then I thought about school, and I was very good at school, but I didn't quite enjoy it. Like, I thought being good at it meant I would enjoy it. But then when I was in college, I was like, I'm sitting in these classes and I'm learning, but I'm not really learning. I'm just getting a lot of information thrown at me and I don't know how to use any of it. So I
Yeah,
didn't know if I wanted to do 4 more years of that and then, residency and go through that whole process. And then when I was in TRW, um, Professor Adams' crypto investing, the way his course was,
yeah.
it felt like college because I was getting a lot of information, but I had like steps that I could do and actually see if I was understanding. So that was very different. And then I joined Professor Arno's business campus, and he had just started the business in a box. And that was a big transformation because he literally went from step one all the way to now of like how to make a business from every step you could see
Yeah.
and all the homework assignments. So that was the biggest difference that kind of helped me switch over and just say, okay, I'm going to go full force with business and just make it work.
So it was kind of more the clarity. Like it was it was a lot easier to see the path, the steps, and you could do it as you're building and seeing what's working and what's not. Whereas in college, I guess it's loads of theory until you're actually in the real world, and you don't get into the real world for like 3, 4, 5 years
Yeah,
of after the
exactly.
study.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just so much information, and you don't know if like you're going to use like 20% of it from the textbook and learn everything else when you get into the real job, right? I was like, that's too many years to eventually learn what I'm actually going to use.
Okay. But in the real world, you felt like as you was getting the information, you was able to directly apply.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything, especially the business in a box. I didn't make the same business structure or model that Professor Arnold's doing with the marketing business. I did something else. I have a tutoring business, but everything was able to be applied to my business, how to make the website, how to do outreach, testing different things in order to see which one works better. And that's all been very helpful every step of the way.
So how was learning in the real world, the skills there transferable to your tutoring business? How was the skills transferable?
The I mean the setup,
Yeah.
especially because I know nothing about business at the start. And
Mhm.
he went through, how to make a website. And I'm young, but I'm horrible with technology. So he showed all the steps, how to attract customers, what they really want, which is kind of what I wanted was clarity. So
Yeah.
keeping it simple, keeping it clear. And then the other thing that's helped a lot is the outreach methods, how to simply outreach, how to sell without coming across as salesy, how to
Yeah.
build yourself up without coming across as arrogant or cocky, and kind of giving the customer what they're looking for and stepping into the customer's mindset was also a big transformation because everything you do in life is from your mindset. So I
Yeah.
never needed tutoring as a student. I didn't know how that worked. So trying to think, okay, what are my students looking for? What are their parents looking for? And how to transform my sales tactics into directly addressing their concerns rather than the business person's concerns and what I think they need.
So did you come up with the tutoring thing before you was in the real world, or did you, while you was in the real world, build the tutoring?
While I was in the real world, I started building the tutoring business. I worked as a tutor in high school and college, and it was actually Tate's one of Tate's videos in the business campus about use what you know. And I was
Yeah,
trying the marketing thing that Arno was building, and I had a lot of problems with Facebook and the technology part. And it was like months of me trying to figure it out. And so I just pivoted. Once I saw that video, I was like, I know tutoring. I don't need Facebook to do this. I can figure it out.
yeah,
And then from there, I just kept going.
that's amazing. That's amazing. So, how much has your tutoring business pulled in for you thus far?
I've had the business for about a year now, and I've made about a little over $50,000.
That's amazing. And again, I say this to everyone, but it's honestly the truth. Making money without having like a system behind you, like doing it yourself, is extremely hard. So when you can make a living from it, it's like super commendable. I do love that, and I'm glad that we was able to help you to build your business. So you said you've used that, and you also in the crypto campus.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about that. Like, how has that helped, or how did you fall into that, or is that something you've done before the real world, or how did
Not
it
at
work?
all. I've heard about crypto here and there, but I never thought about money like that in that stance. But I had some money tied up in stocks, and I was following. My grandfather's very good at that stuff, so I was just kind of
Yeah.
doing what he told me. I didn't really know what was happening with my money. I just knew it was there and it would grow over
Yeah.
time, kind of thing. And then I saw the crypto investing campus, and I was like, okay, let me give it a shot. But I was thought it would be too difficult because I really didn't know finance. But he started from the very beginning about what a wallet is, what
Yeah.
BTC even really is, and I just kept following all the way through the masterclass. And it took a few tries, but eventually I did pass the masterclass and started building my own systems. I haven't gone too far into the systems because that's when I started working on the business, but I made the ones that I knew I needed for at least long term investing because I knew I didn't have the time to be
Yeah.
at my computer. Like he's always at his computer working, building his systems. I don't have that because I'm trying to build my business. So
Yeah.
I
So you've
just
got a
made
system to fit your lifestyle currently, rather than being able to
exactly,
disrupt. Yeah.
which he recommends as well. It's pick the speed and the time that you can do and you can do every day. So I made the systems for when to have my money into crypto, which ones are the safest, and then when to absolutely get out. And in between then, I don't really move things around. I just let it grow and I get out when it's too dangerous and then I let it grow again.
Fair. And so, how much roughly would you say you've made in the crypto campus?
I'd say I made about net profit. I've made about 20 to 30,000, I think.
That's nice. That's like 80 to 90,000 you've made literally from in the last year from using the tools of the real world, and things that have been provided for you. That is amazing, bro.
Yeah,
It
it's
honestly,
been a big change.
it honestly is. And what were some of the roadblocks that you felt you faced when you first started? Like, was it the understanding? Did you feel like it was too hard to apply or too hard to learn? Like, was there any roadblocks that you faced?
Everything to understand at the basic level is actually really easy because both professors are really good at breaking down these concepts because they've done it for so long.
Yeah,
But I think when I actually had to apply it and face the people saying no because the pricing was too expensive, or people saying no because I offered something that they weren't even looking for, and adjusting to what I really needed to offer,
yeah,
all of these things. So the finite details that come in every particular business or every particular system, that was the most difficult part because I can't just ask someone to give me those answers. I have to go through and figure it out given the tools that they gave me.
yeah.
So,
Okay. So, but did you use the tools of the real world to figure these things out? Did that
yeah.
help at all, or the communities, or
The communities are great. You could go in and ask any questions. So I would use the business chats once in a while and say, like, hey, I have this issue, and give them some of my ideas and just see people who've been in business forever. They would give some comments on, like, this idea might work, this one might work, or completely stay away from this type of platform.
yeah,
The crypto one as well, sometimes it's intimidating because these people are really good with their money in the crypto and understanding their systems. But they have a beginner chat that I like to use, even though I've passed the masterclass, because sometimes my questions aren't super in depth, like investing strategies. They're like, hey, I've run into this issue on my wallet's not connecting. I've tried all these things and it's not working. And everybody in the community is very friendly and they're like, hey, give this a try, try these networks, try VPN, try no VPN. So I've also learned about a lot about technology since starting in the real world that I didn't even know existed.
So let's just get this straight. Before you joined the real world, you had no idea about technology or starting a business or how to or crypto, and you've literally been able to use the real world to learn and make money in all of these industries.
Yes. Yeah, it's
That's
been a big change.
that's super amazing. That is super amazing. And would you say it's what would you say is the defining point that helps people get over the line? So like do you feel like the lessons are put in a way where it's easy digestible no matter where your expertise level is?
I think that's a big part of it, that the levels within it. So there's always, in every campus I've seen from the one, because I've taken a look at some of the AI campuses as well, bounce back
Yeah,
and forth, see how they work. Everything has like a beginner, intermediate, advanced. And then we have our captains who have been through it all and really understand not only what they're doing, but how the system works within TRW.
yeah,
And I think that breakdown is what's really helpful because at each level, you have people you can talk to who are facing the same problems. And then you
yeah.
have people above you who have been through it and can give you advice on how to get to the next step.
That's so cool. So you kind of find like a community where like you have no matter where you are, you've got people above and below who can help decipher whatever issue you come across at the time.
Exactly. It's like people you can talk to when you're going through the struggles and people who can help guide you get past those struggles and find new problems that you have to face.
Amazing. And tell me the effects that you kind of feel when you see these same peers because there's a where they post their wins and it's a way to see like okay, I'm here, I know I can get to this next level, or is it motivating, or do you like that feature?
At the very beginning, it was almost overwhelming because, like, when you first start, it's like, how are people younger than me, like 16, 17 years old, making 10, 15K a month? And it's like you're at zero and you're older. But then
Yeah,
as you start working through the process, you understand that they didn't start making 10K right away. They've already been in the platform for a year, 2 years sometimes. And so when you start seeing the wins and then realize that, and then you start posting your own wins, it's a nice little almost competition, but a healthy one. Like,
yeah.
you see their process and you know that, or their progress, I mean, and you know you can make it there. Like when I started at zero and now I can post, I'm making like 5, 6K a month, and I'm almost at that 10K mark, which is one of the main big goals I have. And just seeing other people already there, I'm like, okay, I can get there. Now it's just I got to get there fast because I want to match up with them. I want to pass.
But that was actually going to be my next question. Like, what would you say would be your goals for the rest of the year? Like, have you panned it out, or
So I go always by the 1 grand mark per month. Like every time I was like 3K and I was stuck at 3K per month and I finally hit four. And then from 4 to 5 was a quick because I was so motivated just to get past it. So my next goal is 10K by the end of this year per month profit. But my long term goal is, turn everything, make hundred thousands a month. I really want to retire my parents. They've worked hard all my life, so I want to buy off their house and just make sure they're living comfortably.
it's so funny this game because like it starts off with just making money. Like, yeah, I just want to make money. I just want to have the nice stuff. But then as you do the process and you go through it, your ultimate goal becomes to help the people you love closest to you. The people closest to you love, like help them in a way where you can put them in a financially stable situation, or you can put your mom in on this holiday or buy off her house, like you said. Like it almost becomes so fulfilling to be able to help the people you love, but to get there you need the finances to do it.
Exactly.
So it seems it is all about money. The end goal is to make money, but the final destination isn't money, but
The
you need money to get to that place.
Yeah, the beginning is like you just trying to make money to not have to work a basic job and survive.
Yeah,
And then it's okay. My parents are doing well. They have a nice house. Obviously, we're in San Diego, but I hear them talking like they want to go on big vacation, but they're going to wait till next year just to have enough
yeah,
money saved. I'm like, if they want to go, I just want to be able to put them on a nice, first class flights, get
yeah.
them to nice hotels, have them actually live the rest of their lives and the luxury and the nice vacations and things that they want to see.
Of course, that's amazing. So, what would you say to the people who are sitting at home thinking, "Do I join the real world? Is this a scam? How can it make me money?" Like, what would be your advice to those people who are sitting on the fence who don't quite know how to push it over the line?
It is probably the easiest decision you can make to just at least give it a try for a month. It's very little money. You can find the thing that works for you. Like for me, I didn't know anything about anything type of business,
Yeah.
and I just gave it all a try. And if you just go in and give it a try, and the way they break it down, you're gonna find something that you thoroughly enjoy, and it'll help push you. Like it makes every part of your life better. And they give you so many techniques on how to improve your life outside of just making money too, right? There's the fitness campus. There's just basic the checklist. We have a checklist feature. Best feature I've ever had. I can't go through my life without my checklist. It has everything broken down. I don't need to think throughout my day. So if they're hesitant, honestly, just give it a try, and you'll be surprised at the community you build inside and the people you meet in all over the world too. So you learn about people from everywhere doing what I'm doing. So it's possible wherever you're at.
And that's the thing, we are trying to get people to understand that you can literally make money wherever you are. You don't have to be grounded, and that freedom allows you to explore so much more. Like you said, you get to sometimes when you're working like in a job that's grounded in one place, to be able to travel is very hard because that's where your business is. But in the real world, they give you that. Well, I think there's like 11 courses that you can use now, and these are things that you can implement any with a laptop or a phone. That's all you need. The laptop, the knowledge, the skill, and application, and there's no way you don't make it. And you're living proof of that. So we thank you for coming on today. You've been amazing,
Thank you.
and I hope you're able to pay off your mum's house. I'm pretty sure you will soon.
That's the goal. I mean, got to get past that 10K a month, but we're going to get there.
Yeah, bro. You know what? To be fair, as you from the moment you get past 1K, literally the sky's the limit. You just have to understand, like, because the more you learn and the more you're able to adapt, the quicker you are able to scale in what you're doing. So something that may take 10 hours eventually becomes 5 hours, and then becomes 2 hours, and then becomes an hour. Do you understand? And then you're able to do multiple things at one time. And once you can learn that skill faster and faster, the amounts you can fit in become so much more.
Exactly. And then I go into the automation campus once in a while because I'm starting to, my time is split in so many ways. I started to now automate a lot of like my processes.
For
So now
sure.
I'm able to do a lot more because that's just running in the background. I don't have to think about it. So I'm able to actually get more clients and I have to worry about all the little details. So it's a great time.
And the advancement in AI that is coming is like amazing. A lot of the things people can do with AI now is just crazy. Like people who need to reach 50 emails a day are now able to meet 50,000 a day because AI is just so constant. And what I love about the real world is that we're constantly looking at the markets. Okay, AI is good here, or what's new here, the new technologies, and we try to implement it in the school so that we try to keep our students ahead of the curve.
Yeah, everything's always up to date. There's things coming out in the real world that I didn't even hear about, like in day to day life, or, there's always news coming out and they're always way behind from what we're actually at.
Bro, especially with crypto. Crypto's a really good one as well because a lot of people, you kind of jump into the crypto world, and if you don't know what you're doing, it is literally gambling. That's the truth.
It is.
The harsh truth. It's if you don't know what you're doing, it's gambling. But when you understand like that, you can build systems and there's readers and there's tells and stuff, and like you figure out how to do it, bro. It just makes so much more sense, so much more than just saying, "Oh, this coin."
Yeah. One of my favorite things on the daily investing analysis that Professor Adam does, every once in a while, he'll show his X account that he sees some good sources, and then he'll pull up ones and he'll just go scammer because it would just be people saying, "Look for this pattern."
Yeah. Of course, bro. So and a lot of people as well, they try to use platforms like X and YouTube. Those people have agendas. Their whole point is to boost the coin because they're probably invested in the coins now. Like it
Exactly.
just is what it is. Like so, it's very hard to see through who's genuine and who's not, and that's why it's good when you have the tools. You can do that. You can be like, okay, this person's saying this, and it actually follows what they're saying, rather than they're claiming this, but that's bullshit because the coin is doing something completely different.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah. But thank you for coming on today, man. You've been amazing.
Thank you.